Yo guys, I'm really impressed with Herzeg Novi, and in today's video I'm going to show you the different side of Herzeg Novi, and it's going to be the old town, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm really positive surprised with this city, and I actually thought yesterday that I've seen already a lot of this city, but I just decided because something in this city I find just very comfortable, and it's just all the coffee houses that we've seen, the restaurants along the beach, like the way they dress up the restaurant and the dishes that they are serving. It's really my type of food and my type of, my type of atmosphere. So today I had really something, I'm just going to stay an extra day, but I'm going to stay at a different location and just explore the different side of the city. But right now I'm walking in the old town. We are in this public park. It's high season right now. There's literally no one. I kind of like it that you have like these hidden spots in a city where you can just relax a little bit, and for example right now make this video without getting disturbed by too much people. And yeah guys, I just want to talk a little bit about the city because I'm actually like really positive surprised, and I see a lot of value in this city. And I think for many people from Western countries that do not know where they want to go, they do know that they want to leave their own country, but they do not know where they want to move to. I think first, like Montenegro makes so much sense to move to, actually, especially when you're from a Western country like Germany, the Netherlands, Scandinavia, or France. The reason is because you don't trade that much from your culture. It is of course a little bit different. Probably there's a little bit more bureaucracy here, and it's not as functional maybe in terms of infrastructure than you are used to in Western countries like the Netherlands, but it's coming super close. And I gotta be honest that I believe so. In the cities that I've seen so far right here in Montenegro, I can almost tell that it is safer right here than in many Western European countries. It is much safer. The pace is much slower. People really take their time. I really had to get used when I just got into this city or into Montenegro. I was like walking a little bit fast here and there, and I really had to calm myself a bit down, take your time for each step, like take it easy. And when you sit for some food, just sit and take it easy with your food, chew it a little bit longer, walk a little bit slower, sometimes stop, sit on a bench or something like that. That is really the pace here, and you should have that pace, because if you want to hurry in this environment, it doesn't really make any sense. Then it's actually better to be in a very big city where you have this feeling of rushy and hurrying up. So I personally believe that the lifestyle in this city is actually very interesting, because you have the ocean. I'm actually right now, maybe you cannot see that good on the camera, but I'm looking at the ocean. You have this super big promenade, and I just asked one lady at the coffee shop, how does it look in winter? Well, she said that 90% of the restaurants are open in the winter, which means that it's still alive right here in the winter, because I was a little bit scared that maybe in the summer this is a cool place, right? But in the winter then suddenly it's becoming a ghost city. I haven't experienced it yet, of course, but she said that 90% of the shops and restaurants are just open. Just the ones with the beach beds are a little bit closed because no one is swimming in the winter. And actually, she said some people might swim in the winter a little bit crazy, like doing these ice baths. And this is also something that I like, that you can actually, when it's a little bit colder, just jump in the water. Because I personally like to do that as well. And the old town that I'm going to show you in a second in this video is absolutely beautiful. And I would definitely recommend, if you go to Herzeg Novi, I would definitely recommend to stay close to the old town. If you work there a little bit, there's also a co-working space. There are a lot of coffee shops where you can just sit. They offer internet. You can really relax, sit there. I just worked a little bit in the coffee shop. I was the only one sitting inside because everyone is sitting outside. Very nice atmosphere, very relaxed. No one is really bothering you. You buy a latte macchiato or cappuccino for €2.60. Yeah, it all makes sense. So I would definitely say, if you want to move from your own country, from a European country, Western European country, and you don't really know where you want to move to, and you don't want to get too big of a culture shock, and you just want to have this phase where you maybe are going to orient a little bit on what your next steps are going to be in life, but you're not really sure where to go, I would say one of the easiest options would be to go to some country like Montenegro. It is quite an easy process to migrate to this country. The taxes are very beneficial. The lifestyle is super easy. You easily blend in with the locals, and also the currency which they use here, the euro, will make it probably easy depending on your line of business, of course. But you can just continue to accept euros if you do that for your business, right? For me personally, I work mostly with dollars and with crypto, so it's a little bit different and maybe a little bit more difficult here to work with crypto, as it is more a traditional system. However, there are of course always ways around that, which I think so. And let's talk a little bit about the negatives that I've experienced so far in this country, but also in this city. Well, the negatives so far, first of all, is the internet. So when I went to the coffee shop and I go to the internet, or when I am at the Airbnb and I connect with the internet is not that fast. And it is really fast for downloading, but it's not that fast for uploading. So when I create a video right now, and it is maybe like 10 gigabyte and I have to upload that, it will take a long time. So I would say there should be some solutions to this. For example, the co-working space probably has high internet, like high-speed internet. So that is a solution. And maybe when you live here, you can access high-speed internet. Maybe you have to pay a little bit extra. I'm not really sure how that goes. That's maybe something that I need to investigate a little bit further. But that's the only downside so far. And that is from my line of work with uploading videos, right? So if I want to upload high size files of videos, let's say 10 gigabyte, it will take a long time. So it's not that efficient for that. But everything else, like checking emails, updating blogs, writing things, watching videos, all of that is working like effortlessly, smoothly. I had no problems with that whatsoever. Another downside, but I don't know if I can actually call it a downside yet because I didn't give it an honest chance, is that I do not get that feeling that you have, for example, in these hotspots for digital nomads in Asia. So for example, in Bali, I've lived in Bali for multiple years, and Bali is just full. It's overcrowded with people. It's full with digital nomads. And on the one hand, it's not so nice because it is so crowded. Prices are going up and everything. And the traffic can be really crazy. You have to stand a long time in traffic, or you have to drive on the sidewalk and do these funny things, which can be funny as well. But it's so easy to connect with people because it feels like the whole world is traveling to Bali. So when you walk on the beach, when you go to the co-working space, when you go to the gym, everywhere you go, you will very easily meet people and you will very easily meet your tribe, right? So I have not yet found that here, but it's also a little bit not fair for me to already to talk about it, because I just spent here a couple of days, right? You have to spend here way longer, get to know the people that live here, and for sure there are people that you can connect with, or maybe foreigners that came here, also expats, digital nomads that have a little bit of a similar background that you can connect with. But so far I have not really seen many of them. I have had some conversations with some people, but I didn't see many of them. But I could definitely imagine, if you have a family and if you have kids and your line of business is online work, you're working remotely, it makes really a lot of sense, at least temporary, if you don't know where you want to go, to relocate to Montenegro, and in specific Herzeg Novi. And really one of the things that I like right here from this city, Herzeg Novi, is really the Mediterranean lifestyle. So if you live as a digital nomad, you wake up in the morning, you maybe get some work done in a coffee shop or whatsoever, you have a walk, you have these parks where you can sit on a bench. The other park that we just crossed, very beautiful. You have the old town, you have this co-working space, you can jump in the water, have a swim in the ocean, you can go to the fitness. They have all of these things right here, and you don't really have the of course it is a small city, 30 to 40k inhabitants, but you don't really have that feeling of a super small city, and you never skip leg day in this city, as well as there are so many stairs everywhere. So I really think that if I'm going to move to this place, I will definitely buy something that will make it easy for me to transport. So maybe like a scooter or something. I can imagine that would be awesome in this city as well. Similar, a little bit like how we live always in Asia, drive everywhere with your scooter. Right here, that could make a lot of sense too, especially for some parts. But yeah, the city centers, of course, you cannot drive with the scooter, you just have to walk. But yeah, absolutely beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm actually, and this is what surprises me a little bit, I'm actually really surprised that this is not full of digital nomads. I really am a little bit surprised because of that, because it just has so much advantages, because it is super cheap, it is great weather, it is great nature. Everything is pretty great here. It's a really perfect, except for the internet that I have experienced, is a perfect environment for a big hotspot big hub for digital nomads. So again, for this city too, it would be really great if you move with like a group of people with similar interests, maybe in similar line of business, and you move here together, so you have already like your tribe a little bit. Because like I said, that's something I'm missing so far, is I haven't really met that much like-minded people. But it's not fair to make any conclusion of that right now, because you need to spend longer in a place to really get to connect with the locals, to really meet all the expats that are here, meet the communities. But the difference with Asia is that Asia, at least some spots, like for example Phuket, Bangkok, Bali, they are flooded with digital nomads, and it's so easy to make new friends there. It's super easy, but of course there are some downsides as well. The infrastructure can be a downside. Internet, I have to say, in Asia, as far as I've experienced, is always really good. You see the cables hang everywhere in the streets, but the internet is really, really amazing in Bali. So that's something that definitely is a win for Asia. But there are many downsides to Asia as well. You often have these visa runs. You have to leave the country and then get back in. Sometimes when you live in a kind of village in Asia, I've sometimes stayed for a longer time in a village, you always have the feeling, at least that's what I had. The locals are beautiful people, don't get me wrong. They are like one of the most beautiful and happy and welcoming people from the whole wide world. But you always have the feeling that you are a guest. You always have the feeling that you are on holiday. And if you drive through these villages, for example, with a holiday feeling, you stay a couple of days to a week in one of these villages, you don't feel that. But if you stay longer and you get a habit, you get a routine, there are just many people that look a little bit weird to you, because it is, for them, it is a little bit weird. You are different. You are very much different. And I feel like in a place like Montenegro, it's way easier to blend in. I just walked, like yesterday, somebody actually started talking to me in the local language, asking me a question because thinking that I'm from this place, right? So I had to explain to him in English where he wanted to go. I actually already knew the answer to it, which was quite funny. But yeah, this already says a lot, like how you can actually blend in as a Western European person. Also for Germans, I have the feeling most expats that are here, or most tourists that are here from West Europe, are German. Of course, there are Russians, Ukrainians as well, but from West Europe there are Germans, and there are even so much Germans here that you can see the advertisements for apartments is sometimes written in German language as well. That is very interesting that I've noted here as well. But guys, let's go to the old town. Let me show you this beautiful place in Herzeg Novi. Okay guys, for an example, I'm going to show you the apartment that I'm staying in and what this normally costs on a monthly basis. So first of all, you have like a nice kind of balcony in front. Well, let's go in. I really like it. Actually, I'm going to flip the camera right now. So you have the kitchen over here, you have the table, you have a couch, you have a nice window looking on the street. This is the bathroom. You have like a shower from top to bottom with a boiler for hot water. Here's the toilet. All pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty spacious right here. You got a television hanging here. Then we come into the bedroom. Let me see, where's the light? Right here we have a bedroom. You have a nice, again, window. You can see the neighbors over there. This is the bed, little couch. I would say it's pretty spacious. Let me flip the camera again. So guys, I would say it's really spacious for one person. This is really like a one-person apartment, so to say, like a nice bedroom, quite a lot of space. Like the kitchen, you can eat there. You have a little bit of a work table, maybe for some small work, right? You don't want to sit there all day. You got a nice kitchen. nice bathroom. I don't know, I think it's very nice. And the price, guys, for monthly rental of such an apartment is 300 to 400 euro. That's what the owner just told me. If you would rent this for a year, 300 to 400 euro. Imagine, guys, like in Amsterdam, you're not able to get anything for that money. And I know we are not in Amsterdam, but you could even argue that this is even better than Amsterdam. So, of course, if you live in Amsterdam, you have like you pay rent of 1,000 to 2,000 euro monthly, and you work in Amsterdam, and you have like a salary of, I don't know, 4 to 8 or to 10k per month. Of course, it makes way more sense to just live in Amsterdam, because that's where you make your money, and to pay a little bit higher rent, I don't know, it's a beautiful city, it's perfectly fine. But if you, for example, like work online, so you're not really depending on the location that much, and you can move around, then I see a lot of advantages in this place. And you can get a lot of comfort for like a low monthly budget, which makes it able, and this is what I often like, which makes it able with the money that you have left over to do different things, like start new businesses, invest, all of these things. Because one of the biggest assets that I personally believe one can have is freedom. And if you have low monthly costs, this will increase your freedom, because you will have more money left to do different things, maybe go out to the restaurant, maybe travel to different cities, so forth and so forth. So guys, this just I just wanted to give you an idea what you possibly can get right here in Herzeg Novi for like 300-400 euro per month. And the location that I am right now is walking distance to the city center, to the old town that you just seen on the video, but also to the co-working space, where I think it's like 10 minutes walk. There are a lot of stairs, so it's going to be a little bit heavy on the legs, but yeah, we are in the Mediterranean, so you can take it easy, right? Like if a walk takes 10 minutes, you know, take 20 minutes, sit halfway, I don't know, like have fun with it. But I definitely see a lot of potential in this place.